Hi there, and welcome back to Planner Apocalypse, where today we are going to be setting up my special Otome art journal. I'm going to go into what all that means, so don't worry about that. I'm super excited because Otome games are a bit of a guilty pleasure for me, so being able to talk about it publicly is a little bit nerve-wracking, but hopefully there are some closet fans out there or open fans, but here we go. So right now I'm just, setting up the nameplate page, and I've decided to title it To All the Pixels I've Loved Before, kind of a spoof on the book To All the Boys I've Loved Before, or the film, or both. And that is because I have romanced women and non-binary people as well as men, and also because, the whole pixel thing, they're not real. So what I'm attempting to do right now is I'm trying to make those like shoujo bubbles that you see in shoujo anime whenever there's like a romantic interlude or like an oh my god, he noticed me, or that kind of moment. If you know, you know. So I'm trying to do that with a bunch of pink Tombow markers and my clear blender, but it honestly did not work out as well as I was hoping. I wasn't like super duper prepared for this. I didn't really do a whole lot of planning beforehand, so I'm just kind of jumping right in and kind of winging it, which is kind of like the story of my life here. But I was hoping to make this video a little bit different from, other videos, in that I was actually going to talk about a topic instead of, or as well as talk about what I'm doing in the video, like decorating wise. And that would be how Otome games can teach us love abundance. So first we're going to start with what is an Otome game. And the word otome is Japanese for maiden. So the whole idea is that these games are for girls. Of course, we all know that anyone can play these games, but the target audience is younger girls or women. The protagonist is usually a young female, and the games hinge on her building relationships with a cast of love interests. And then the stories happen when the main character, or the MC, and the chosen love interest connect and then fall in love. Each love interest has their own route, so it's kind of like a choose your own adventure in that way. There's usually a common route to begin with to get to know all of the characters, and then you kind of choose a dude or choose a person, and then it kind of branches off into their individual story. And then we get to know them, and we also get to see how the main character and that chosen love interest, how they act together. And sometimes we learn new things about the main character through different routes, and that's really interesting to me. So each pairing is a potential love connection, right? A potential romance. So now we're going into the topic of the video. What is love abundance? If you have been around the internet for any amount of time recent years, you might have heard about like scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset is basically thinking that there's not enough to go around, and then the abundance mindset is believing that there's enough for everybody. So how does this apply to love and romance? Scarcity thinking is when we say or hear or believe all the good ones are already taken, or it's us being stuck on the idea of finding the one, that one true love. And this can be a problem for a few reasons. Love scarcity, or, the belief that all the good ones are taken, or trying to hold out for the one. Love scarcity creates relationship perfectionism. It encourages us to jump into, or maybe go deeper into a relationship before everybody in the relationship are ready, because we believe that we won't have another opportunity to get into a relationship. It makes people stay in unsatisfactory or toxic or even abusive relationships because we believe that this is all we have access to or all we deserve. Love scarcity makes you act on fear that this is my last chance before you are sure that this is going to be a worthwhile or meaningful relationship. So you just kind of jump into it because you're like, oh my God, this is the only time. Yeah, I just got to do it right now. And of course, none of this is, your fault if you recognize any of these thought patterns. We are sold this, in popular media, in, like every romantic comedy, and it's just, everything perpetuates the whole myth of the one true love. But in trying to hold out for the one, you are denying the possibility for love with someone who's like way closer to you and like right there. Do you know what I mean? So then what is love abundance or abundance thinking as it pertains to romance? Well, love abundance thinking gives you patience. It lets you see options around you because you're not fixated on this illusion of the perfect partner. You're actually seeing people for who they are. And hopefully you will also know what you like and dislike. And you're just like, this is an okay human being. Maybe this is gonna work. Otome games give us those options. They teach us that as art imitates life, in life there are options, as long as we are open to making meaningful connections and seeing people as they are. Otome games give us the opportunity to try on different kinds of romances with all kinds of different people. Even though a good deal of characters are based on tropes, some of which are problematic, this lets us go through and see some potential red flags to compare and contrast the main character's experiences with each love interest's route and decide for ourselves if this would be something that we would handle or tolerate in real relationships. And hint, if you find yourself yelling at the main character because you disagree with her choices or reactions, ask yourself why. Because you may have just identified a relationship deal breaker. What is love abundance? It's being open to seeing the possibilities. And those possibilities are closer than you think, or they could be. So how about you? Do you recognize yourself in any of these patterns? Because you would not be alone. There's tons of people. This is, you know, hashtag just my thoughts or whatever, but let me know if you liked this kind of video where I actually have something prepared to talk about. And I'm looking forward to doing more. I have a few other things planned, but yeah, let me know. Do you play Otome games? What's your favorite Otome game? Who's your bias? You know, let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, bye.